minute. Okay, thank you. Okay. Ready to go? Okay. We're going to call the meeting to order, please. Please rise for the flag salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. This meeting is convened in accordance with the provisions of the Open Public Meetings Act of New Jersey. Let the official minutes reflect that adequate notice of this meeting has been provided by publishing a notice in the Asbury Park Press and the Star Ledger on Wednesday, January 7th, 2026, and thereafter posting same on Town Hall Bulletin Board for such notices and filing same with the Township Clerk pursuant to a resolution adopted by the Township Council on Thursday, January 1st, 2026. The meeting dates have also been posted on the Township webpage. Roll call, please.
Councilman Bradley.
Here.
Councilman Bianchini.
Here.
Council Vice President Iveson.
Here.
Council President Zuccosi.
Here.
Councilman Coleman.
Here.
Councilman Aber.
Here.
Councilwoman O'Toole.
Okay, thank you. Just a quick note, make sure your cell phones are turned off or on silent, and if you must speak to one another, please go out in the hallway and let's have a good meeting this evening, please. Thank you. Okay.
Item number 5 is the minutes, approving the March 25th, 2026 minutes, and also amending the March 11th, 2026 minutes. And if it's okay with with the council, we can do that in one vote, if you'd like.
Motion to move and amend.
Motion was made by Councilman Iveson, seconded by Councilwoman O'Toole. Councilman Iveson.
Yes.
Councilwoman O'Toole. Councilman Bradley.
Yes.
Councilman Bianchini.
Yes.
Council President Zuccosi.
Yes.
Councilman Coleman.
Yes.
Councilman Aber.
Yes.
There are no honoring resolutions or presentations this evening,
Okay.
which brings us to item number 7.
Okay, I have a question. Since I didn't approve this to be on the agenda, but it's a good thing, so go ahead and read it.
Item number 7 is a resolution of the Township Council of the Township of Toms River, Ocean County, New Jersey, requiring members of the Township Council to complete training on the Faulkner Act form of government and municipal governance responsibilities.
Okay, I have a question pertaining to this. So which council people will have to take this?
I would defer to the Township Attorney to answer these types of questions.
Everyone.
Everyone?
Yeah. And then in the future, it would be anyone who was newly elected would have to take it.
Are you going to read the whole thing?
Yes, if you'd like me to.
I would, yes.
Okay. It is a resolution of the Township Council of the Township of Toms River, Ocean County, New Jersey, requiring members of the Township Council to complete training on the Faulkner Act form of government and municipal governance responsibilities. Whereas the Township of Toms River operates under the council-mayor form of government pursuant to the Faulkner Act 40:69A-31 to 69A-48, and whereas the Faulkner Act establishes the respective roles, responsibilities, and legal authorities of the mayor and the township council, including the separation of executive and legislative powers. And whereas it is essential to the effective, lawful, and transparent operation of municipal government that all elected officials possess a clear and comprehensive understanding of their checks, balances, roles, and responsibilities. And whereas proper training in municipal governance promotes compliance with applicable rules and codes, reduces the risk of unauthorized actions, litigation, and strengthens public confidence in local government. And whereas training opportunities addressing the Faulkner Act, form of government, separation of powers, conflicts of law, duties, and legal limitations are available through reputable organizations, including the New Jersey League of Municipalities and the Rutgers Center for Government Services, among others. And whereas such training can be made available at no cost to the Township Council through existing programs, partnerships, or publicly available resources. Now, therefore, let it be it resolved by the Township Council of the Township of Toms River, Ocean County, State of New Jersey as follows. 1, mandatory training requirement. All elected members of the Township Council shall be required within 60 days of the passage of this resolution or of their date of taking office to attend and complete a training course addressing the Faulkner Act form of government, including but not limited to the legal structure of the council-mayor form of government, the respective roles and authorities of the mayor and council, statutory duties, limitations, conflicts, and ethical obligations of elected officials, proper procedures for municipal decision-making, contracting, and governance. Hang on. 2, approved providers. The required training shall be provided by a qualified and recognized entity with expertise in New Jersey municipal law and governance, including but not limited to the New Jersey League of Municipalities, Rutgers Center for Government Services, or similarly qualified provider, such as the Director of Law or outside law firm with reputable municipal law practice. 3, course requirements. The course shall consist of 2 3-hour classes to be conducted in town hall with a recognized instructor. 4, no cost requirement. The training required under this resolution shall be made available at no cost to the members of the Township Council. 5, completion deadline. All current members of the Township Council shall complete the required training within 60 days of the passage of this resolution. Future council members will complete the training within 60 days of their swearing in. 6, failure to complete the course. Any Township Council member that fails to timely complete the course will forfeit their salary until such time as they receive their certificate of completion. 7, certification of completion. Each council member shall provide proof of completion of the required training to the township clerk, who shall maintain such records. 8, severability. In any section, subsection, clause, or provision of this resolution shall be adjudged as invalid. Such adjudication shall apply only to the section so adjudged, and the remainder of this resolution shall be deemed valid and effective. 9, effective date. This resolution shall take effect immediately upon adoption. And 10 says a certified copy of this resolution shall be provided by the office of the township clerk to the following: the mayor, the business administrator, the township council, the municipal clerk, the chief financial officer, township attorney, and human resources department.
Okay, thank you. I have a couple follow-up questions. So, who's going to determine the law firm or the teacher? Who's going to, the mayor? Okay.
With
You could-
the advice and consent of council.
You
Okay.
can,
No, I'm asking the attorney, thank you. Okay, and then, how many council people will be in the class? 'Cause
7.
Pardon?
7?
All 7?
Yeah.
Okay,
oh,
And
well,
we're allowed
I think what maybe he's concerned about is, would it violate the Open Publics Meeting Act?
that's
Yeah,
correct.
you know, I understand. We can break that up into groups, and it doesn't have to be me alone. I would work with you to pick whoever it is. We can coordinate together. As I said in the past, there have been situations where I think that members of council are not up to speed as far as the law and what can and cannot be done by council. So I thought that this would be a good opportunity for
And-
everyone.
And Mayor, will you be attending the
If you would
class?
like me to attend, I will attend.
I think that would be,
And I'm sure you know that I'm pretty up on Faulkner, but I will attend, and I'll attend with you. So that way
Okay.
you can make sure I'm there.
all right, thank you. I appreciate that. Okay. All right, any people have questions? No? Okay. Entertain a motion?
Okay. We'll take a,
Okay. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay.
who seconded the motion?
Vice Chair,
Motion was made by Councilwoman O'Toole, seconded by Council Vice President Iverson. Councilwoman O'Toole? Yes. Council Vice President Iverson?
Yes.
Councilman Bradley?
Yes.
Councilman Bianchini?
Yes.
Councilman Sokozy?
is there a passing grade on this? Is there a pass or fail? Do you need an A, B, C, D?
I think you need,
I'm
Dave, we're gonna
teasing,
make it a
of course.
certificate of attendance for you.
Okay, all right. Yes.
Councilman Coleman?
Yes.
Councilman Aber?
Yes.
Moving on to item number 8 is a resolution of the Council of the Township of Toms River, Ocean County, New Jersey, authorizing the retention of special affordable housing council by the governing body.
I would like to just ask
Okay,
for
I think,
one opportunity.
Council Vice Chair has a question first.
I did have a question, and I didn't want to bring it up, but
About the
why
private,
did you discourage us from getting this council training when we first got on council? You said on no uncertain terms, do not go to the council training. That's
there
what
is,
you-
I don't know what you're talking about, Tom.
Of course you don't.
All right.
No, that never happened. You're gonna share for us the date and time so
All right.
we can go back and look?
Mayor, this is a good thing, so.
Yeah, it's a fantastic
Thank
thing,
you for bringing
so-
it up. Okay.
Yeah, there was no such thing before. We just
All right.
passed it. But can I have a moment on ordinance 8, resolution 8?
Well, we're going to read it, and then you can make a comment after.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Go
You-
ahead. Read
would you like
number
me to-
8.
Read that into the record as well?
Yes.
Okay. Item number 8 is a resolution of the Council of the Township of Toms River, Ocean County, New Jersey, authorizing the retention of special affordable housing council by the governing body. Whereas the Township of Toms River is subject to the requirements and restrictions set forth in NJSA 4069A-31 to 4069A-48, commonly referred to as the Faulkner Act. And whereas pursuant to Section 32A of the Act, the township is governed by an elected council and an elected mayor, and by such other officers and employees as may be duly appointed. And whereas pursuant to Section 32B of the Act, any administrative or executive functions assigned by general law to the governing body shall be exercised by the mayor. And whereas also pursuant to Section 32B of the Act, any legislative and investigative functions assigned by general law to the governing body shall be exercised by the township's council, the council. And whereas the council herein acknowledges that pursuant to the Mount Laurel Doctrine, the township has a legal obligation under the New Jersey Constitution to create a realistic opportunity for the construction of its fair share of housing units affordable to the region's low and moderate income LMI households. And whereas the Mount Laurel Doctrine is embodied in a series of judicial opinions, the New Jersey Fair Share Housing Act, NJSA 5227D-310 to 329 FHA, the New Jersey Municipal Land Use Law, NJSA 4055D-1, and various regulations adopted by the New Jersey Council on Affordable Housing, COA, now defunct, and the New Jersey Housing and Mortgage Finance Agency. And whereas on December 8th, 2025, the township reached a settlement with nonprofit affordable housing advocate Fair Share Housing, and whereas on March 10th, 2026, the Township Planning Board conducted a hearing and adopted the township's 4 housing element and fair share plan, which was consistent with the various terms and conditions set forth in the FSHC settlement agreement. And whereas on December 10th, 2025, the Township Council endorsed Toms River's adopted fair share plan. And whereas on January 5th, 2026, the Township secured court approval of its fair share plan. And whereas pursuant to the FHA, the Township was required to adopt its fair share plan, implementing ordinances prior to the statewide March 15, 2026 deadline. And whereas prior to the deadline, however, the Council repeatedly asked the mayor and the township's Affordable Housing Council to request a short extension of the March 15th deadline because it became abundantly clear that relevant information was being purposely withheld from the council. And whereas, for example, the mayor and council did not disclose prior to the deadline during a recent case management conference, the judge actually suggested that the township may want to request an extension in light of the breakdown of the mayor's negotiations to extend the affordable housing controls at Hope's Crossing, and inexplicitly chose not to ask for the judge for extension despite the fact that the judge clearly would have granted the request. And whereas, moreover, the mayor falsely claimed that the failure to request an extension would be a fool's errand because the court never grants deadline extensions, and whereas the anticipated Hope's Crossing extension of expiring controls were also a critical element of the township's court-approved Round 4 fair share plan, and whereas losing the Hope's Crossing credits created a substantial gap in the township's Round 4 plan, and as a result forced the township to adopt and endorse a formal amendment to the fair share plan and secure a second court approval of the amended fair share plan. And whereas during the council meeting on February 25th, 2026, a mere 4 days before the deadline, the mayor repeatedly insisted that the council had to adopt the implementing ordinances and to take other actions despite Hope's Crossing issue, and notwithstanding the fact that the mayor only gave the council members information at an executive session during the February 25, 2026 council meeting to review, digest, adopt, and various changes to the proposed ordinances, and the ordinances were presented for final reading on March 11, 2026. Whereas also during the March 11th meeting, several council members and the public in attendance expressed frustration with the mayor council because it became obvious that the purposefully withheld crucial information failed to request the deadline extension. And whereas, in addition to the lack of information and curious behavior of the mayor and council, members of the council were unfairly placed in the untenable position of being forced to render critical long-term planning and legal decisions without the guidance of its own experienced New Jersey Mount Laurel attorney. And whereas, during the March 11th meeting, it also became abundantly clear that by hiding crucial information, the mayor intended to strong-arm the council to act on the ordinances despite his short notice maneuver and the council's lack of information. And whereas, as an example, the mayor repeatedly stated during the meeting that if the council failed to adopt the ordinances that evening, it would expose Toms River to builder's remedy lawsuits, which, given the 1,700 unit gap in the fair share plan, would result in 8,000 new housing units to be constructed in the township. And whereas, once again, members of the council urged the mayor and council one final time to ask for the extended deadline before it expired on March 15th, and whereas the very next day, council finally sent a letter to the judge formally requesting an extension of the March 15th deadline, and whereas on or around March 13th, 2026, council from Meridia responded to the township's extension request by urging the judge either to deny the extension or at a minimum to require the township to file a formal motion seeking same. And whereas, unfortunately, the March 15th deadline came and went, and because the township failed to meet the deadline or secure an extension, the township's temporary immunity from Mount Laurel lawsuits became null and void.
Just as we said would, right? So in your own resolution, you recognize we missed the deadline.
Okay.
That's your own resolution. I just,
Let him finish.
go ahead, yes, finish, but I want to point that out. Your own resolution acknowledges that you missed the deadline and that.
Okay.
Because you
So-
failed to ask for the
And the
extension
remedy.
four
and the-
times over the
Okay,
course
so
of 2
finish-
months.
Finish it up, finish it up.
4 times
I
over the
would
course
like
of 2 months, I begged you to ask for extensions. You ignored me.
No, that's not true.
Yes,
You're,
it is.
no, because the press already has,
Gentlemen,
on the
please.
record.
the press already has all of the phone records.
Clerk.
They have
finish
all of
up,
my phone
please.
records to you, Tom.
Mayor.
They have them all
Mayor,
already.
you'll have your chance.
Yeah, no, that'd be wonderful. Thank you. I
welcome.
appreciate you doing a great job. Thank you for being fair.
Okay, all right,
Thank you.
thank you. You're welcome.
Go ahead,
Let's
Steve.
finish up.
So I believe I was at Mount Laurel lawsuits became null and void by operation of law. And
Right.
whereas the council now resoundingly asserts that the township's loss of immunity appears to be purposeful and a direct result of negligence and a lack of truthful communication with council. And whereas One can only speculate as to why the mayor chose to allow the township to be exposed to a category of litigation that can and will have an enormous and permanent impact on the quality of life for Toms River residents and taxpayers, and why the mayor and council refused to even ask for an extension despite
We did ask for an extension,
Okay.
Yes.
admonishments by
which
the
is what we
council
got. We received it.
Okay.
and the offer by the judge. Whereas exposure to the builder's remedy lawsuits quickly went from the abstract to a harsh reality because on March 24, 2026, Meridia filed a lawsuit against the township, which among other
Exactly.
things claims that the township violated the New Jersey Constitution and asks the court to grant a builder's remedy for Meridia proposed project. And
Exactly.
whereas, in effect, this lawsuit will permit the judge, rather than the township, to control Toms River's planning destiny. And whereas the township's taxpayers will also bear the exorbitant legal fees defending the Meridia lawsuit and any others that are filed to the township's legal exposure. And whereas on March 25th, 2026, the township filed a formal motion to extend the March 15th deadline. And whereas further, a majority of the council members presently query whether council can take any additional legal actions, for example, limit the township's exposure to Mount Laurel lawsuits to solely the Meridia matter. And whereas on March 27, 2026, the council entered an order which extends the township's deadline to act to April 9th, 2026, the day after tonight's meeting. And whereas the order is attached hereto as Exhibit A, and whereas the order also requires the council to express its intent to continue to make dedicated good faith progress towards achieving Mount Laurel compliance, and whereas given the lack of candor by the mayor, the council has determined that specialized legal expertise in the Mount Laurel arena is necessary to fully inform its legislative and investigative decision-making concerning affordable housing compliance planning and related matters. And whereas the council intends to retain independent legal counsel primarily
Being used.
to provide facts and analysis and legal guidance in connection with affordable housing issues. And whereas this contract is awarded through a non-fair and open process pursuant to NJSA 1944A-20.4. And whereas the council desires to appoint Michael A. Jedziniak, Esquire of Spiro, Harrison, and Nelson LLC, and whereas Mr. Jedziniak has dedicated his entire 25-year legal career to exclusively representing the New Jersey municipalities in all corners of the state, and whereas, in fact, during his career as a Mount Laurel attorney, Mr. Jedziniak has represented numerous Ocean County municipalities, including Toms River, Berkeley, Brick, Pine Beach, Seaside Park, Ship Bottom, Beach Haven, Eagleswood, Manchester, Barnegat, Beechwood Borough. And whereas Mr. Jedziniak's credentials are attached here too as Exhibit B, and whereas Mr. Jedziniak also presented to the council a professional service proposal attached here too as Exhibit C, and whereas Mr. Jedziniak's law firm has also represented Toms River and dozens of other municipalities throughout the state of New Jersey in relation to Mount Laurel, redevelopment, and other complex matters facing local governments. And whereas the council carefully reviewed the three exhibits and hereby finds that Mr. Jedziniak is clearly qualified to provide council with the information and guidance that it is lacked heretofore. And whereas, as set forth by the council, declares that engaging Mr. Jedziniak is in the best interest of the township and its residents. Now, therefore, let it be resolved by the Township of Toms River, Ocean County, State of New Jersey, as follows. 1. Recitals. The recital and exhibits referenced above are hereby incorporated by reference as if stated in full herein. 2. Retention authorized. The council hereby authorizes the retention of Michael A. Jedziniak, Esquire of Spiro, Harrison, and Nelson LLC as Special Affordable Housing Council. 3, authorization to execute documents. The council president and vice president are hereby authorized to execute all contracts, to provide documents as requested, and to take all other ancillary actions allowed by law to effectuate the engagement of Mr. Jedziniak and his law firm. 4, compensation is set forth in Mr. Jedziniak's proposal. Compensation shall be on the hourly basis with a rate of $200 per hour for billable time incurred by Mr. Jedziniak and $100 per hour for billable paralegal time, and without further authorization, and shall be subject to certification of funds in accordance with law. 5-term. This appointment shall remain in effect until December 31st, 2026, or until completion of the specified services, or unless sooner terminated by resolution of the council. 6, severability. If any provision of this resolution is held invalid, such invalidity shall not affect the remaining provisions. 7, effective date, this resolution shall take effect immediately upon adoption, subject to applicable law. 8, be it further resolved that a notice of this action shall be published in the official newspaper of the township as required by law. 9, it is further resolved that a certified copy of this resolution be forwarded to the mayor, the business administrator, the township attorney, Honorable Mark A. Troncone, and the affordable housing attorney, Mr. Zingaro. And that's it.
Okay.
Motion to move the resolution.
Wait, Mr. Hensel, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
So, Council
motion to
President,
move the
now
Wait a
resolution.
minute, wait.
I'm going to have my opportunity?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay,
So-
but Mayor, keep it short, please.
Yeah, that was awfully long, so I have a couple of points that need to be addressed. The first first thing that needs to be addressed is the warning. Everybody was here, everybody heard. As far as the affordable housing plan, Dave and Councilman Nivus, and you were on council when the council approved the original plan. You were involved in all of that in full detail. You voted for that plan.
Are you speaking in December?
Hang on, in December.
Okay.
You also voted for the initial resolutions that would effectuate
And
those plans.
explain
Hang on.
that. Just explain it.
Can I, may I?
Then
and-
I'll have to
and-
respond then.
Right,
Go ahead.
yeah, if we could go back and forth, I'm fine by that. Let me have my
That's
moment.
fair
So, everyone witnessed and everyone in the township, 40,000 households, received a letter regarding the March 15th deadline. Your own resolution recognizes that after missing the deadline, that we did in fact, as I said would happen, were served with a builder's remedy lawsuit. So to now say that it's my fault that we have a builder's remedy lawsuit is somewhat comical. Circling back to the validity or legality of your ability to appoint someone, I am glad that you approved the first resolution regarding taking a class on this form of government, because again, your resolution to appoint someone violates 2 sets of state statutes. The first is public contracting law, which requires that we would advertise for an attorney, which we did a long time ago. And the second would then be the administration, the mayor in the form of government, would make a decision about that appointment and then present it to council, who would then vote on it. But the idea that you can handpick someone and appoint them as council, as council without any advertisement violates public contracting law and also violates the Faulkner form of government. So I am glad that you're going to be taking the class, although we did discuss this several other times when you guys passed similar resolutions. So my belief is you do know this, but you're putting this on just so Steve can read a tremendous amount of falsehoods into the public record. Everyone knows how hard I fought to stop the towers, and everyone knows that certain members of council sitting up there voted for the towers, voted against the repeal of the downtown redevelopment, and are currently pushing for those towers to be built. So I am against them. I've always been against them, and I will continue to fight them regardless of what happens. And as far as the March 15th deadline, you guys violated it, and just as we said would happen, happened. We also did ask for an extension,
All right.
and we asked for the extension immediately. So
Okay.
the council didn't get the extension. Mr. Zingaro and his firm got an extension, but that extension, I have one last point, is contingent upon you passing second reading of one of these ordinances tonight. If not, we totally lose our immunity. If you pass it, I believe they've agreed to extend it to April 27th, correct,
Third.
Mr.
23rd.
23rd,
Chris, 23rd?
Mr. Zingaro?
The obligation is to pass a resolution confirming dedication to the implementation of ordinances and resolutions. So the obligation concerns the resolution that's on your agenda.
Thank you. Thank you for the clarity.
All right.
So just so we're all on the same page, and these were added, I know you talk about transparency, but these were added this afternoon. You came down here to edit them on. We had an executive session to go to first, so the attorney could explain these things. And finally, as to the appointment, you all received an email letter. You're receiving a certified letter tomorrow in the mail, as well as this attorney that you unfortunately promised employment to, who didn't go through the proper procurement process. He will receive a certified letter as well. But I think it's important that after you're done voting on these non-binding resolutions that are illegal, that we do have a meeting, an executive session about what is required for the affordable housing laws. And Dave, I want to thank you. You came in, we had a great talk about what the repercussions of this could be, and I thank you for putting those on and for working with the administration. We have a lot more work to do, so, again, both of these resolutions are non-binding, they're both
Okay.
illegal. You're going to pass them, I understand that.
Okay, you're welcome, and.
Thank you.
And what we agree on is everybody here listening to us in our town. All right, but first, I want to respond to that December meeting. Everything was prepared for us, and it was Councilman Jim Quinzlick, Tom Nivison, and myself. It was all there, and we had the same pitch. You know, it's the deadline. We got to get it done. I can't believe that it was all accepted. We're good through round 4 for the next 10 years, and blah blah blah. And only one council person, that was Ward 3, Jim Quinzlick. He was
Abstained.
very
He abstained.
yeah, and he was very leery of it, as I was, and as Mr. Nivison. But we voted yes because we really had no choice, and we were afraid of the repercussions.
We only had
Lo
to
and
build,
behold, it blew up for whatever reason, the builder, and now we're here.
yeah, now we have a
So-
builder's remedy.
Okay.
We were
It's my turn.
183.
It's my turn to talk.
Yeah, I thought you were
So-
done, I'm sorry.
So, we want a difference of opinion, okay? Mr. Zangaro, he's great, but,
You had the
I-
court
I-
mediator
I-
here.
I know, but I
The
think.
court mediator, like the independent guy appointed by the
Mayor,
court.
please, it just, what the hell's the word?
I'm sorry I
looking
interrupted
for?
you, Dave. Go ahead.
It
Council President,
conflict, his law firm is a big Democratic law firm, and one of the main partners there is the Speaker of the Assembly.
Maybe
And-
that's
and-
why we got a great deal, right? We only had to make 183 units.
$300,000 to.
We only had to build 183 units,
So,
Dave.
Mayor, so we can.
1,700 to
Hey,
183.
please, let me speak, okay? We were doing good,
Okay, finish up.
So we have another attorney, and he could say, guys, the mayor's doing a great job. Everything is, all the I's and T's are good. It's a matter of trust. So we want the same finish here, is the best and least building in Tom's River. So,
Council President,
so we
Council
need a
President?
motion.
being that this was added today, would it be okay if I advised the council of something regarding this?
No, but if
No?
the attorney that we're talking about, if you would add, please come forward. Mike.
He's going to advise the council about the open public,
Yeah,
public contracting law?
yeah. Just state your name for the record, please.
Michael A. Jedziniak.
Might not be on, Mike.
Might not be on.
And you can pull that out if you have to.
No. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry about that. What I was hoping to do maybe tonight is to give everyone a little bit about my background. And
No, we heard your background. Just address the.
I think what he wants to know is, he wants, as I said, you would have to fill out an RFP. Right, that's what would have to happen, so they are bypassing that. I'm sure you're an attorney. We heard your qualifications are fantastic. We advertised, we awarded. You would have to respond. You're gonna receive a certified letter as well, explaining that any kind of bills incurred would not be lawful. The appointment would not be lawful when they're done. I don't need to explain that to you. I'm sure you're an attorney, and I'm sure you know you have to answer an RFP.
Well, not only that, but
I'm not an expert on the Faulkner Act, but, you know, so I'm just,
Just,
Yeah,
you
gonna
could
move
sit down and
forward and see
you
what
can
happens.
Google it. yeah.
Mr. Judzeniak, this,
Just stay right there once, read what you gotta read.
Go ahead.
Are we gonna do executive session for the,
Yes,
yes?
I'm not going with him.
okay, can I read?
Yeah, go ahead.
go ahead, please.
what was the question?
Oh, he needs to read something real quick.
Okay.
So a non-fair and open award for attorney services does not require public advertising of the solicitation itself. However, a notice of award must be published in the official newspaper after the contract is granted.
But I would grant that.
The problem is,
I would grant that, not you.
I'm sorry, Council President, but this is probably the most illegal resolution I've ever read. I mean, there's five little things wrong with this, besides the fact that it violates the Faulkner Act and New Jersey contracts law. It is full, I'm concerned that it has willful factual misstatements, that it has, it's written with what seems to be a negligent legal understanding, as well as,
And it was not written by this
Yeah,
gentleman.
and I
Just to
think-
be clear,
I
I don't
think-
think you wrote this
I would be-
resolution, correct, sir?
I would be obliged to communicate to Mr. Judzeniak, sorry if I mispronounced your name.
You got it right.
Judzeniak, I will be communicating to you tomorrow morning that this resolution is non-conforming with the Faulkner Act and state statute, and you will not be allowed to receive municipal funds for any bills that you incur. So I wouldn't start doing any work.
That's fine, and would you call me? Can we do it?
Yeah,
all-
of course.
Okay, yeah.
Thank
But
you.
I would
All right.
strongly urge the council to table this until after they take the course on the Faulkner Act.
I
Because
would-
this is one of the most poorly and non-conforming, to put it nicely,
Clerk.
resolutions I can think of.
And Mr. Janzeniak, if you want to apply when we advertise, you're more than
Well,
welcome to
that's what I
apply.
was-
I usually
yeah.
put everybody in the pool.
Right.
I usually put everybody in the pool, because we're fair like that. Correct, Dottie? Last time around, I put everybody in the pool. I put everybody that applied for engineering. So if you want to apply, I'd certainly sit down and talk to you. It would be wonderful. But right now at this point, we have to maintain our immunity, and I don't know what these guys are trying to pull, but thank you for coming down.
Well, I would just say that it sounds to me like this is something that could be cured if they went through the proper.
I actually disagree legally. I think the Faulkner Act prohibits council from retaining you.
Okay, we
But,
could talk about
What
it.
he means
Thank
is
you
it's
very much.
cured.
Thank you. You can sit down.
Oh.
Thank you.
Could I say something?
Thank you, Michael. Thank you.
First name, huh?
Okay, I need a motion to table number 8 and number 9.
I would just like to say that Mr. Jelzeniak could get us out of this mess.
There is no mess, Tom.
Yeah,
We only have to make
the
a,
mess that you got us in.
Tom, you just brought on a builder's remedy, and now you're gonna bring on another one if you don't pass what the
I
court
just
told us
want-
to pass.
Don't
Okay,
ruin the meeting.
can I just speak without
no,
you
sure.
speaking?
Sure, if
Is that
you,
possible?
if you stop yelling, yeah.
Is it possible? I
Take
am
it
just-
down a notch, and then
I-
I won't feel the need to defend myself. Just take it down one notch. Don't yell at me. Go ahead, Tom.
Okay.
Go for it.
The mess,
But be truthful. Be truthful.
the mess that Roderick got us into with his 40,000 letters he sent out to the town, that's propaganda. That was a campaign letter that we paid for. Okay? He's using our money, shush. I am speaking. He used our money to pay for a campaign letter bashing us that we signed off for 8,000 apartments. We're in bed with developers. He's the only one I've ever met in bed with a developer. We've never met a developer. Okay? He wants to award this. He's afraid of Mr. Jelzeniak because he's going to get us out of this mess because this guy knows what he's doing. It would be to our town's best interest for you to hire this guy. And I'm sorry, Mr. whatever, I can't, Zangaro, but, you know, you got a freshman over here and you got someone with 4 master's degrees in affordable housing who's willing to work probably less than he is, okay? But your campaign isn't going to get the contributions from him because he's not political, okay? What am I talking about? Everything you do is about your campaign, And you knew that.
Tom,
Yeah, go ahead, Dan.
Tom, the only people clapping are the people from your
Yeah, the only
club.
people clapping are the
They're
people
from
who
your
voted
club.
for you, and now they're sorry they did.
No, Tom.
Oh, no.
Tom.
Okay, okay.
Exactly what you said wouldn't happen. You said there wouldn't be a builder's remedy, and you said it was gonna be a scare tactic, and it
you
came
win-
2 weeks later. And if we don't pass
Dan,
first
you
of-
know you did this. The entire thing was planned for you to
Nothing
be
is
able to
planned,
use
Tom.
this against
You're
us.
in bed with people,
There's
you're
no-
taking money.
There's no
You're
discussion.
taking money.
We have a motion to
Okay.
table 8 and 9.
Okay, thank
Okay?
you.
Who's making the motion, please?
You made the motion, Dave. Originally, you made a motion.
I said I need a motion.
Oh, I'm sorry.
All motion.
Okay, is there a second?
Okay.
Okay.
So, for the record, we have a motion to table items 8 and 9. Motion was made by Councilman Aber, seconded by Councilwoman O'Toole to table. Councilman Aber?
Yes.
Councilwoman O'Toole? Councilman Bradley?
No.
Councilman Bianchini?
No.
Council Vice President Iverson?
No.
Council President Sikosi?
Yes.
And Councilman Coleman? To table.
Yeah, I understand. I was in the hospital for a couple weeks, and I had a lot of time to think about things. And I've heard all the arguments on both sides, who's to blame, the blame game, this is that, the other thing. But you know what really matters, folks? Logically, do we want these, how many apartments to be built scattered through Toms River with basically no reservation on the potential builders? Or do we want to do whatever we can to limit the construction, because Toms River, obviously, in my opinion right now, is overbuilt compared to when I came here 28 years ago. I would like to see Toms River at least try to hold on to some of the features that we're so proud that Toms River has. So the real issue is, which one do you want? Do you want us to continue fighting for minimum building? Are you okay? And like I said, all these arguments are just wonderful, but the real issue is, do you want to take a chance and have all these apartments built without any reservation on the builders? Or do we try to get a handle on it? I mean, we're not out of the woods yet, but we got to make that decision. It's critically important, all right? Like I say, I'm not taking either side. I'm just trying to use simple, plain logic. This or this.
Okay.
Okay?
We
And
need
so,
to vote.
I know. So my vote is to table it now for the time being.
Okay. So for the record.
Craig,
items-
that's exactly what we all want. What you just said is what we all want. You think we want 8,000 more units?
Yes.
I don't want one more unit, okay? I'm the only one who preserved my own land, okay? What did you preserve? Nothing.
What did you preserve, Tom?
When did I
You
preserve
have a
my-
farm that you pay no taxes on, so you got a tax subsidy.
10,000 a year.
What does that have to do with it?
For the
You don't pay 10,000 a year. You pay almost nothing.
I'll make a motion to go in executive session.
I second.
Okay, hold on. For the record, items 8 and 9 were both tabled, which brings us to item number 10, is a resolution for executive session. We need a motion and a second, please.
I made the motion.
I second.
Motion was made by Councilman Coleman, seconded by Councilman Aber. Councilman Coleman,
Yes.
Councilman Aber,
Yes.
Councilman Bradley,
Yes.
Councilman Bianchini,
Yes.
Council Vice President Iverson,
Executive session.
Just second.
Yes.
Council President Sikosi,
Yes.
and Councilwoman O'Toole.
Okay, thank you. All right, let's go. So,
Go in executive session, Dave?
yes. It's
think
going,
don't-
number 11 is going to be the blow-up.
I'm not voting for it. I can tell you right now.
And
Yes.
we needed a lawyer in there.
Yep.
And
No,
this
I'm
guy
not
was,
voting for it. I'm
this
not-
guy
I'm not-
was useless.
That guy was useless. That guy's
Everybody told me, I said, oh, I hope this doesn't blow up in our face. I hope it doesn't.
Hey,
Don't worry
it's
about
worth a
it.
try,
We got
right?
it. We got
You
it.
make a motion to go into executive
Without
session
reading it
and
again.
second it.
Listen, they.
Was the executive session resolution read into the record as required by the Open Public Meetings Act?
You say that every.
How many
every
times do I gotta come up here and say that? It's gotta be read into the record.
It's got,
Am I correct or am I incorrect?
We'll
you're
read it
correct.
in the record when we come back.
You're supposed to read it in a record so
I
the
know.
public knows before you go in.
I'm doing it, I'm not voting for it. I'm taking one.
I'm not even going in there.
No, I'm doing this, I'm going to vote against it, I'm not going. I'm going to kill that one. Don't worry. Just don't say that. I'm not going to vote for that, I'm not going to vote for it. Let's just go. What's that? I'm voting no, I'm not voting for yes.
You ready, Mr. Hensel?
Yes, everyone's ready?
Okay. All right.
All right, we're going to take a motion to return to open session. We need a motion and a second.
I'll motion.
Motion was made by Councilman Coleman,
Okay.
seconded by Councilwoman O'Toole. Councilman Coleman,
Yes.
Councilwoman O'Toole, Councilman Bradley,
Yes.
Councilman Bianchini,
Yes.
Council Vice President Iverson,
Yes.
Council President Sekozy,
Yes.
and Councilman Aber.
Yes.
And now we need a motion to approve the executive session minutes from the March 25th, 2025 meeting.
Second.
Motion was made by Councilwoman O'Toole, seconded by Councilman Aber. Councilwoman O'Toole. Councilman Aber.
Yes.
Councilman Bradley.
Yes.
Councilman Bianchini.
Yes.
Council Vice President Iverson.
Yes.
Council President Sekozy.
Yes.
And Councilman Coleman.
Yes.
Moving on to item number 11. Item number 11 is an ordinance designating Block 171, lots 23 and 42 as an affordable housing overlay zone with the MF16 multifamily housing designation to provide a realistic opportunity for the construction of low and moderate income housing. This is a final reading, so a public comment is required.
Okay. Is there anyone in the public that has questions on number 11? All right, for the records, say your first name, spell your last name, and your address, please.
Michael Messina, 3478 Vicari Avenue. I live in the Lake Ridge community.
Okay.
So I'm just a little bit confused. On the agenda, it mentions the lot numbers that pertain to Route 37 and then also that relate to Main Street. So it appears that the plan has been modified according to this agenda. Is that correct? Because that's what I'm seeing.
Would you like me to jump in briefly? Or are you able to
If,
answer it, Dave? If not, Dave, you can answer it.
What do you mean?
That's what I mean,
Lots
if you-
23 and 42, number
23 and
11?
42 are on Route 37.
The Route 70 has not been introduced again.
Okay, so that's the plan.
We,
has-
as we discussed, we are looking for
plan ha-
alternatives.
Okay, that's very good. The plan has changed and does
No,
not.
no. We're looking for
plan-
alternatives at the moment. The
Okay.
plan is not, we have to amend, correct? And let Mr. Zangaro give you the procedure, but as I said,
Yeah.
nothing, I told you we were gonna look for a different location. We've been looking for a different location. We still haven't settled on one,
Right,
okay?
get that.
So this is what
Okay,
much of the backroom discussion
Okay.
pertains to, but we have to have a complete plan. So we're working on it, as I promised you.
Okay.
We would work on it,
thank you.
and Mr. Zangaro could let you know what the process would look like, because I am not a lawyer.
Okay, before that, my other question, because I'm on a timer. The builder's remedy solution, I think we had a discussion at the last meeting, and the question came up, I posed the question, that if we were granted the extension, does that give us a stay on the builder's remedy? And,
That's a great question, which
Yeah.
our lawyer is not even sure about, but he'll answer you. But our immunity's only good until tomorrow
I get it.
if we don't pass this
No, no,
stuff.
I get it. But-
The 9th.
Okay, I hear you.
Mr. Zangaro, can you answer that?
Can I finish my question? Thank you. So I believe what we said last time was builder's remedy was in play, but Judge Gertner put out a 9-page document, and I believe he said, maybe I don't understand, I'm not a lawyer, that the builder's remedy is on the table but does not necessarily have to be granted at this particular point, even though the concern was raised. It's in the judge's hand, the builder's remedy. Is that true or not true? Because that's what I thought I read.
Yeah, well, there's, do
Yeah.
Mr. Zangaro, let Mr. Zangaro.
you want to take?
Sure. On the first part, there is a plan in place. It's an introduction of only the ordinances for certain parts of that plan.
Okay.
If the entire structure changes, there would have to be an amended housing element and fair share plan
Right.
that reflects that larger policy change. As the second item, I certainly have thoughts on whether Meridia's lawsuit is barred or not.
Right.
I'm not gonna put on the record what legal advice, which would either.
That's still up in the air, kind of.
Basically, what he's saying is maybe.
Sorry?
He's saying maybe.
I'm not gonna disclose the litigation, my litigation analysis, which I'm not gonna put that on the record, but
Does this reside with the judge at this point?
Always.
So every.
I don't really understand the way you're phrasing the question.
Okay.
It's confusing, but I think generally what you're trying to say is, and Chris is saying it, we don't know how the judge is gonna react to the builder's remedy based on the current situation. He wields an immense power to decide things the way he
It can go
wants.
either way, but
Yes.
with the judge.
Yes.
That was my question.
Yeah.
It
Well, everything's
resides-
with the judge. Anything with the judge is with the judge. I mean, I don't,
Well, I just said it and you disagreed, but that's okay. I don't understand it the way you do. I'm just trying to make it clear to the residents of Lake Ridge that come to the meetings that this is not, it's still not enacted. It resides with the judge at this point right now.
wait,
And
wait.
it could go either way.
Wait, but, no, there was definitely a builder's remedy lawsuit filed.
yes. the-
Let's be
the
clear
lawsuit
about
was
that.
filed.
Right. Whether they'll win or not is really
Unknown,
determined.
completely unknown.
I just said that's in the hands of the judge.
right, but it's definitely been filed.
Okay.
Yeah, I just wouldn't phrase it the way you're phrasing
And
it. That's
so
where we have
you
trouble.
understand it's for the downtown project?
Yes.
The 2 6-story buildings?
Yes.
Okay?
Which, by the way, if it were, they have different avenues to succeed because they're challenging us in various ways. And I don't want to get too in the weeds because, as Chris advises, probably shouldn't be talking about this too much anyway. But they could alter the plan with a builder's remedy. They could make it bigger.
The structure that was originally 10 stories that is now
That
6.
Yeah, they could
That could
propose whatever they
theoretically-
want. They
that could
could
theoretically
propose
come
a
back.
I
vaccine.
don't think so. Any other questions, sir?
good. I'm
Okay.
good. Thank you
Okay,
very much.
thank you. Thank you. Yes, sir. State your first name, your last name, and your address, please.
Phil Brilliant, 79 Holly Tree Lane. Could I see the clock just so I make, thanks. Okay, couple things. So one is, I'm gonna encourage you to table this second reading of the ordinance. Couple things I'm gonna put on the record. One is that basically, you don't have to pass this tonight. As the mayor has said, as the attorney has said, you are looking at options where you are. What you're looking to pass tonight is a second reading of an ordinance, which is basically saying that land that Toms River purchased in 2016, and I read the ordinance I have in my hand here, it says, "The improvements hereby authorized and the purpose for which the bonds and notes to be issued and the acquisition of real property in the township of Toms River for open space purposes by purchase and/or eminent domain designated as a township," and it lists all those lot and blocks, okay? If we're gonna do anything, let's table this. Tonight, I think you have 3 ordinances that are part of your affordable housing plan, which are not in question: Jamestown, 2008, Route 37 LLC, and then the Claudina. Move forward in the first readings. Now you have 4 different motions that are in line, 4 different ordinances in line to move forward. And I want to point out, I have in front of me, and Mr. Zangaris, I'm sure he has a copy, I have the actual order from the judge. And what it says in a couple areas, and I'm gonna paraphrase some of it, but I'm gonna read as best as I can because I have short time. The court is aware the municipality has filed a formal request seeking extension of temporary immunity from the exclusionary zoning litigation, and by this order, the return date for this motion shall be April 23rd, 2026, in person at 9:30, okay? And then it goes on to what's ordered. That this court shall direct and oversee continued settlement negotiations between and among the municipalities and the challengers, taking into account the program's recommendation prior to withdrawal of Hope's Crossing development. Something that hasn't been mentioned, Hope's Crossing is now not part of the plan. You're looking at other options. One of the other options is this land on Route 9, which I'm asking you, table it until you have other options to look at, because that land was purchased by $10 million of taxpayer dollars. Let's put that as another option, not as the first option. Let's put it away for right now.
Let me ask you a
What-
question off the top of your head. Do you have any idea, any other locations?
I do, but I'm not part of your team.
Okay.
You can call me anytime. But I want to say, though, is number 5 of this, however, the municipality shall also adopt a binding resolution by April 9th, so that's tomorrow, so you gotta do it tonight, to commit to adopting the implementation ordinances and resolutions required following the resolution of the disputes with necessary adjustments to reflect the terms of that said resolution. That's what you're doing tonight. That is what the judge wants done by tomorrow. He didn't say pass this ordinance. Thank you. Okay? And the last thing on here, I'm going to move forward real quick. It says, accordingly, as a result, the municipality retains all the protections of the above referenced amendment to the FHA, continues to retain immunity from exclusionary zoning litigation, and the court retains jurisdiction so as to permit the parties to continue mediation with the guidance and assistance of the special adjudicator and court-appointed mediator while providing a mechanism to hear objections under the auspice and supervision of the court so long as the municipality timely complies with its obligations. Table this, pass the resolution later. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Is there anyone else? I need a motion to close.
Motion to close public comment.
Second.
Okay. Motion to close public comment was made by Council Vice President Nivison, seconded by Councilman Coleman. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none. Okay.
Council President,
Yes.
the only thing that I would like to add, if you would be okay with it, is that I'd like to add something just to address what was said by Mr. Brilliant. He's always so eloquent. I just wanted to point out that the property was not designated open space, so when we went looking for property, we wanted to make sure it wasn't near homes, right? Because people don't want more housing, and we wanted to make sure that we could designate something that was township-owned because we have full control. So this council would have the determination of who, what, and how, or if the property were ever developed. If you redesignated property that was not our property, somebody could just come in and build it, right? But if you designate this property, the council would have to vote at many different stages to bring about some sort of housing there. So there is time then to continue to look around or potentially amend again in the future. But again, Route 9, near the bus area, across from the PIC building, very commercial area, right up on the Lakewood border, never designated as open space.
Mayor, let me ask you a question. So what would be the problem then to table it for another meeting or two?
I don't agree with his, nor did Mr. Zangaro. He can't mention, I'm not, I don't agree with what he said about the judge. The judge, you heard what the attorney said about the judge, but you do know there's no risk, right? There's no risk because nothing can be built there without you, right? But we should go to the judge and say, hey, we did something to completion.
I won't be here. That'll be down the road years from now. I don't want to leave somebody.
No, we're gonna have to select stuff in a much shorter time frame than that. Select.
Yeah, you're
Right?
talking about the 5-year check. We're talking about when the final plan is submitted.
Yeah, gotta get the plan through.
Pending a nicer chunk of
All right,
extension.
explain that 5 years to the people in the audience, please.
You wanna do that, Mr. Penny, or Mr. Penny, you do that. Basically, you get,
Yeah, there's checkups on, a lot of the stuff that you agree to in the initial plan, they understand that you don't have every I dotted and every T crossed when the plan is made. A lot of it is done with memorandums of understanding and agreements that are non-binding. So that's why they come in at the 5-year mark and see how far along things went, and they do a 5-year check. But, so you don't have to put
Right.
everything binding now. I think that one of the reasons this is a good one to finalize to enhance our argument for an extension is because you will get a second chance to vote on whatever is done there.
yeah, and the mediator was the one that came in and like requested that you pass that, and he was the court-appointed mediator, not my mediator, the court-appointed mediator.
Let me ask you a question. Down the road, if totally different council or mayor they could vote this away, correct?
Yeah, you're gonna have, whatever council's
happen-
sitting when someone pitches an idea for this property will have the chance to vote and approve the actual plan. This is just a set aside of land.
But they could vote it down, correct?
Yes, of course.
Okay, all right, thank you. All right, we.
A lot of time-
Public comment was closed, sorry. All right. Any council members have anything to say? Any more questions? No? All right, so, I need a motion on number 11, either to, vote yes, no, or table
Make a motion?
to approve,
Yes.
okay? Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Motion to approve ordinance number 11 was made by Councilman Aber, seconded by Councilman Coleman. Councilman Aber?
Yes.
Councilman Coleman?
I'm going to vote yes because the council ultimately will have the decision, whatever would be done with that property or any other properties. It's up to the council to make that decision, and nothing's going to move ahead. This is just to get the plan approved so that we can get an extension. We need that extension. So I'm voting yes.
Councilman Bradley?
No.
Councilman Bianchini?
I've been thinking about this a long time, and I've been doing a lot of reading. And Phil Brilliant, I must have read the same stuff that you did from the judge, because first of all, I read that was bought for open space. 2, it's on Route 9, okay? People don't want that. It's open space. It's township property, and my phones blew up every day when people were calling me up until I told them it was township property. We did what the judge asked us to do last time. We did the resolution in good faith to hold the marker on that so that we can go and negotiate the other ordinances that we're all on board with. But I cannot sit there and tell everybody that I'm not gonna build on township property. I'm sorry, but listen, we have too much congestion up there. I don't even know where the planner is and all this stuff here. I mean, do we have a planner? I mean, we're making all these decisions. No one knows what the build out is or anything. I mean, you know what? The bottom line is, no one knows anything here. We're just making decisions and hoping that maybe later on that we can catch up to it later on. I'm voting no, because I don't want no more building on Route 9 and it's township property, plain and simple.
Council Vice President Iverson?
We all know no matter how we vote and no matter how this goes, he's going to spin it against us because it's basically a campaign issue. So I'm going to abstain from this vote.
Council President Sikosi?
God help me, all right, listen, I'm gonna vote yes on this, just for the simple fact that it's only 10 acres,
Oh.
and down the road, a future council and mayor can bury this forever, but I don't want something to happen tomorrow with the judge and the court. In my opinion, this will never see the light of day. It will never see the light of day. So I'm voting yes on this.
Councilwoman O'Toole?
Thank you, Dave.
Moving on to item number 12 is an ordinance of the Township Council of the Township of Toms River, Ocean County, New Jersey, authorizing the mayor to execute and the township clerk to attest to a renewal lease agreement with Docksider Marina LLC to lease a section of block 1097.01, lot 172, for township operated recreational kayak launch and associated amenities. This is a first reading, so it does not require public comment.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Motion to approve was made by Councilman Coleman, seconded by Councilman Aber. Councilman Coleman?
Yes.
Councilman Aber?
Yes.
Councilman Bradley?
Yes.
Councilman Bianchini?
Yes.
Council Vice President Iverson?
Yes.
Council President Sikosi?
Yes,
And Councilwoman O'Toole? Item number 13 is an ordinance of the Township Council of the Township of Toms River, Ocean County, New Jersey, vacating the public right and interest in a portion of Germania Court between Route 37 West and Wren Place, and acceptance of a dedication for an extension of Wren Place in the Township of Toms River, Block 509.01, lots 16, 18, and Block 509.02, lots 1 and 2, pursuant to the Township Code, Chapter 448, Street Vacation Procedures. Again, this is a first reading, no public comment.
I need a motion, please.
I'll motion.
I'll second it.
Motion was made by Councilman Aber, seconded by Council Vice President Iverson. Councilman Aber?
Yes.
Council Vice President Iverson?
I will vote yes on it, but for the final reading, I think we should have all the environmentals in place to make sure there's no pollution on this property.
Councilman Bradley?
Yes.
Councilman Bianchini?
Yes.
Council President Sikosi?
Yes.
Councilman Coleman?
Yes.
And Councilwoman O'Toole. Item number 14 is an ordinance implementing a new affordable housing zone to be known as the EMF 23 multifamily zone, attached as Exhibit A, to generate 42 affordable units as Block 610, lots 1, 2, 3, 5, 11, 30, 31, and 32, Jamestown Village. Again, first reading.
Motion to approve.
Second it.
Motion to approve was made by Council Vice President Iverson, seconded by Councilman Bianchini. Council Vice President Iverson?
Yes.
Councilman Bianchini?
Yes.
Councilman Bradley?
Yes.
Council President Sikosi?
Yes.
Councilman Coleman?
Yes.
Councilman Aber?
Yes.
Councilwoman O'Toole. Item number 15 is an ordinance implementing a new affordable housing zone to be known as the HBMF Highway Business Multifamily Zone, attached as Exhibit A, to generate 4 affordable units through the construction of 2 floors atop an existing 2-story retail and commercial structure at Block 796, Lot 3, commonly known as 2008 Route 37. Again, a first reading.
Motion.
I'll second it.
Motion was made by Councilman Coleman, seconded by Councilman Bianchini. Councilman Coleman?
Yes.
Councilman Bianchini?
Yes.
Councilman Bradley?
Yes.
Council Vice President Iverson?
Yes.
Council President Sikosi?
Yes.
Councilman Aber?
Yes.
And Councilwoman O'Toole? Item number 16 is an ordinance enacting an amendment to the existing Hooper Claudina redevelopment plan in order to generate 6 additional affordable housing units by increasing the permitted dwelling units per acre from 10 to 18 in the Hooper Claudina redevelopment area. First reading.
I'll move it.
I'll second it.
Motion was made by Councilman Coleman, seconded by Councilman Bianchini. Councilman Coleman?
Yes.
Councilman Bianchini?
Yes.
Councilman Bradley?
Yes.
Council Vice President Iverson?
Yes.
Council President Sikosi?
Yes.
Councilman Aber?
Yes.
Councilwoman O'Toole?
Number 17.
Yes. Item number 17 is an ordinance to exceed the municipal budget appropriation limits and to establish a cap bank per NJSA 40A:4-45.14. This is a first reading.
Okay.
Would anybody like a description of what this is?
Yeah, I need to exceed.
Yeah, so, as I'm sure you all know, the first couple of years I've been here, we've reduced spending considerably. So the budget has been reduced by 11 million, or roughly 9%. We went from 147 down to 135 million. But what happens is even though we kept the taxes flat and paid down debt, when you go the other direction, right? So now, you know, we're not raising taxes. Taxes will be flat, but the police are up for contract negotiations. We have to be able to give them a percentage increase, which will be substantial and will require that we spend more money, not more tax, because we're bringing in a significant level of tax. We've kept taxes flat. When spending dropped, We have massive surplus. I think we're up to like 60 million in surplus. However, the state will not allow you to exceed 3.5% increase in total expenditures in 1 year. So by banking the prior year's expenditures, it will allow us to give the cops a raise, along with all the other bargaining units that are up this year, a cost of living adjustment. I know there are folks out there who are not going to get a cost of living adjustment who work in the private sector. I know how tough it is. You know, our employees are doing a great job, a lot fewer of them than before. They are collectively bargaining. They deserve an increase. I believe that. I'm going to give them one. We have to be able to pay for it. So this allows us to go past 3%, but again, like I said, taxes are flat, spending is down 9%. Does that make sense? We got to be able to use some of that, though, to give the raise. So that's what this accomplishes. We also have Ms. Gallagher here, and I believe somebody from the auditing firm, right? You had to leave. So if you like, you could confirm with her
Mayor,
or one of the attorneys.
I don't understand to exceed the 3%. Like how much more can it go?
Well, no, it's a bank, right? So last year, we spent less. Even this year, we're going to spend $1 million less. But once you give raises, it's substantial.
All right,
It's
so
so
the budget this afternoon, and I'm trying to go through it, and I see that the budget for last year was 142 million.
and this year it's 141. It's down.
No, 142, 218. It's actually $36,000 less.
Right.
Okay.
You're banking the money you didn't say, the appropriation you didn't do, so that after we give them a raise and expenses go up, we're allowed to pay it. We're not allowed to pay it, okay? We're not allowed to pay it if we don't do this, right? So I'm not allowed to pass a certain amount, and the contract is like gonna cross over between other years, okay? So that's what this is for. It's a lower budget, Dave. It's a lower budget. It's a flat tax. We are banking so that we can give a raise. If we don't have the cap bank,
But
we have to
Mayor-
redo the budget, correct, Dottie? We would have to redo the budget, and we would not have enough money to
Okay,
negotiate
but
with.
I got a lot of questions, and like I
Yeah,
said,
wait,
I just
can I-
went over this.
No,
over-
please let him ask, please, Jonathan.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So, I'm looking at the tax revenue, right?
It's up.
For, you said it's up?
Is it?
Yeah, only $84,000.
Yeah.
How is that possible?
Why is it possible?
It
Because
should
there's,
be in the millions.
because there's less building for the last couple of years.
No, not 84,000. So 2025, it was 89.
Hang on, Dorothy said,
809,000, and then for 26, it's to be raised is 89,893. So it's only going up 84,000.
you mean the ratables?
Yeah, that
Ratables, no,
scares me.
well, the ratables,
That means our town is dying.
no, it means that you're not having, Dorothy, you want to address it? CFO is going to address your concern, but again, I just want to be clear, this is for the cap bank, this ordinance, not for the full budget. She'll address some of these questions for you, but you're going to have a whole month to go over the budget with Dorothy and meet with us and discuss it. You're just meeting again at a statutory deadline for the introduction thereof. It needs a second vote. The cap bank is absolutely necessary if I am going to negotiate with the police. It's a substantial expense. I need that, or I won't be able to give them a raise. Go ahead, I'm sorry, Dorothy.
So the amount to be raised, that's the amount of tax money that is in the budget to support the budget. That is not the whole levy.
Okay.
Part of the levy is used to pay the school board. Part of the levy is used for county taxes. You will not see those numbers
Right,
in the budget.
right. I didn't think of that. That's why you're the CFO.
All right,
So that's just
okay.
just
And-
the levy.
And
to
we're just a
support-
sliver, right? Like, you think we're
Alright.
20-something% of the pie. The school board and the county has a much
Okay.
larger piece of the pie.
And I got another, I got a million questions, but I just got one more.
Okay.
So the capital surplus in 2025, it was 2 million, okay?
Okay.
And now in '26, it's down to 500,000. Why
Right.
s-
You're
why-
not looking at balances, you're looking at money that we're bringing in from capital account to support the budget. That's like a revenue. We're taking money from capital and we're bringing it in as a revenue to support the budget. That helps keep taxes down.
Yeah, but 2025, we had 2 million in there, and now
You
going
bu- you
forward,
bond-
we
you-
only have 500,000.
We also didn't bond this year, right? We didn't bond any new
Right.
monies this year. We didn't borrow any money. We haven't been borrowing, we've been paying down debt.
Um,
Council
So
President,
there's a certain amount of money in capital that can be brought over to
It-
support the budget in lieu of
Okay,
bringing
as
in
long as
revenue.
going forward before the second
You
reading.
got a whole month,
Okay.
yeah,
whole month.
that's what I was gonna say, we have a month the second reading's in a month, not 2.
But I
Right.
get no, I
Thank
get
you.
no extra time on the cap bank, correct, Dottie? The cap bank must be done now or no?
Clerk, is this open to the public?
Must be
or
done
no?
tonight.
No, second reading. we're-
No, this is a first reading, and this is the cap bank, not.
All right. Any other council people have questions on this or comments?
Make the motion to approve?
Second.
Motion to approve was made by Councilman Coleman, seconded by Councilman Aber, ordinance number 17. Councilman Coleman,
Yes.
Councilman Aber,
Yes.
Councilman Bradley,
Yes.
Councilman Bianchini,
Yes.
Council Vice President Nivison,
Yes.
Council President Sekozy,
Yes.
and Councilwoman O'Toole. Okay. That brings us to item number 18, and that is a resolution of the Township Council of the Township of Toms River, Ocean County, New Jersey, authorizing reading of the Township of Toms River 2026 calendar year budget by title only.
A motion.
Any discussion first? No? Okay. No? Councilman Aber made a motion.
Motion to approve was made by Councilman Aber,
I'll second.
seconded by Councilman Coleman. Councilman Aber,
Yes.
Councilman Coleman,
Yes.
Councilman Bradley,
Yes.
Councilman Bianchini, Council Vice President Nivison,
Yes.
Council President Sekozy,
Yes.
Councilwoman O'Toole. Item number 19 is a resolution of the Township Council of the Township of Toms River, Ocean County, New Jersey, waiving local review of the township budget.
Okay, any discussion? Need a motion, please? A second?
I'll second.
Motion was made by Councilwoman O'Toole, seconded by Councilman Coleman. Councilwoman O'Toole. Councilman Coleman.
Yes.
Councilman Bradley.
Yes.
Councilman Bianchini.
Yes.
Council Vice President Nivison.
Yes.
Council President Sekozy.
Yes.
Councilman Aber.
Yes.
Item number 20 is a resolution of the Township Council of the Township of Toms River, Ocean County, New Jersey, certifying compliance with the United States Equal Employment Opportunity Commission's enforcement guidance on the consideration of arrest and conviction records in employment decisions under Title VII of the Civil Rights Act of 1964 pursuant to NJSA 40A-4:5.
I would like, I don't know where this came from, so I would like an explanation about this. Is that you, Dottie? Can you please come up and explain it? Because this just popped up.
Yes.
Last year, the state came out with this resolution that must be adopted annually, and it's required to be submitted when I submit the budget to the state tomorrow.
What does it mean?
It's an equal opportunity statement.
What does that mean exactly?
Saying that we are complying with all of the laws of equal opportunity.
Can you give just for folks at home, can you give an explanation of what that would be?
Typically, it relates to employment, that we're giving everyone an equal chance.
Everybody gets an equal.
Employed.
Okay. All right, thank you. Do you guys have any questions, or?
No. Thank you.
Motion to approve. Second.
Motion was made by Councilman Coleman, and I believe the second was made by Councilman Aber. Or Coun-
No.
No.
Council Vice President Iverson?
Yes.
Councilman Coleman?
Yes.
Council Vice President Iverson?
Yes.
Councilman Bradley?
Yes.
Councilman Bianchini?
Yes.
Council President Zakozy?
Yes.
Councilman Aber?
Yes.
Councilwoman O'Toole? Item 21 is a resolution of the Township Council of the Township of Toms River, Ocean County, New Jersey, introducing the 2026 municipal budget and setting the date for public hearing.
I'll move it.
Second.
Motion was made by Councilman Coleman, seconded by Councilman Aber. Councilman Coleman?
Yes.
Councilman Aber?
Yes.
Councilman Bradley?
Yes.
Councilman Bianchini?
Yes.
Council Vice President Iverson?
Yes.
Council President Zakozy?
And when is that date again, Mr.
That-
Hensel?
28 days needs to elapse, so I believe we set the date
For May 13th?
May 13th.
Okay. I vote yes.
Councilwoman O'Toole? Moving on to item number 22 is a resolution of the Township Council of the Township of Toms River, Ocean County, New Jersey, approving the 2026 Toms River Special Improvement District budget.
Okay. I believe the bid director's here. Could you come forward? Okay.
Thank you, Council President.
You're welcome.
Can everyone hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My name is Melissa Fernandez. I am the Executive Director of the Toms River Business Improvement District. I am here tonight to present the BID's 2026 budget and respectfully ask for your approval. The Toms River bid exists to supplement some township services pertaining to business growth, promote downtown businesses, manage events, and invest in the long-term economic vitality of our district. We are governed by a volunteer board, operate transparently, and publish our budgets and audits for the community to see. We are also primarily funded by a tax assessment solely on the commercial property owners within the district. Our work is producing results. According to Placer AI data collected as part of a formal engagement with Main Street America, downtown Toms River now draws approximately 985,000 unique visitors per year, which is an 11-to-1 visitor to resident ratio. Our events are doing what they're meant to, bringing people through our doors and dollars into our businesses. We do not just produce events, we provide facade grants, business coaching, and serve as a liaison for the New Jersey EDA to provide grants and resources to new and existing businesses. This year, we are proposing a modest assessment increase from $286,000 to $294,000, which is an $8,000 or 2.8% increase. This is the first increase we've requested since 2022, and it's primarily due to cost in rising utilities. In July 2025, the bid participated in a two-day transformation strategy workshop facilitated by Main Street America, the nationally recognized nonprofit dedicated to downtown economic development. Their team conducted community surveys, analyzed foot traffic data, and toured our district, as well as held focus groups. Their conclusion was downtown Toms River has tremendous assets and real momentum. They recommended two strategies to guide our work over the next 3 to 5 years, which is improving downtown walkability, making our streets more welcoming, better connected to Huddy Park and the waterfront, and safer for pedestrians. And second is a family-focused arts and entertainment district, growing the creative programming, public art, and family-friendly experiences that our own community survey said they wanted most. Our 2026 budget begins to align our resources with those strategies. The $8,000 assessment increase we are requesting tonight is not extravagant, it's necessary. It allows us to maintain services, meet our obligations, and continue building the kind of downtown that every survey respondent, business owner, and resident said they want. Walkable, alive, family-friendly, and full of things to do. We are proud of what downtown Toms River has become and excited about what it can be, and we are asking for your support tonight to keep that momentum going.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Does anyone have questions for MJ? No questions?
Just keep up the good work. Very good,
Yes.
Melissa. Motion to approve.
You have a question? Yes. All right.
No, we had
No,
a
it's,
first
it's a,
hearing.
it's a vote for the hearing.
Yes,
It's a vote for,
we had a
Well,
first
but-
reading.
you want to comment, I'm sure Dave will let you comment, but it's a vote, not, it's a vote for the hearing.
No, this is a vote for approval.
It's a vote for approval.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, man, you got me.
Go ahead. First and last name.
I didn't
for the
put it on.
record,
Yeah,
please.
Dennis Galanti, 1149 Cherokee Court, Toms River. First of all, I didn't hear any numbers. I heard the increase. I didn't hear any numbers of what the value of the budget was worth last year versus this year. That's a question.
She did give the
did
number.
say
She said it
that.
went from
I-
284,000 to 294, 280? 3%, 2.5 to 3%.
All right, I misunderstood. I thought that was an increase. Okay. How come there's no budget here, though? I mean, to have a public comment and ask questions, if you can't see numbers, isn't it appropriate to?
That's a
have
great question, and
the paperwork
I
here?
don't know. I don't know.
Well, I just think for further, and I asked this question last year, the same thing. I mean, have a public comment when, yes, I listen to what the woman says,
All right.
the representative, and then they ask the question, so.
Okay. Well,
Or, yeah, maybe,
I'm sorry. Do you have it on your website? Do you have it up on your website by any chance? Okay, so it's there. All right, thank you. Is there anyone else? Okay. I need a motion to close.
To close public comment.
On this.
close public comment.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none. I need a motion.
Motion to approve.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Motion to approve was made by Council Vice President Iverson, seconded by Councilman Bradley. Council Vice President Iverson,
Yes.
Councilman Bradley,
Yes.
Councilman Bianchini,
Yes.
Council President Zakozy,
Yes.
Councilman Coleman.
I'm voting no only for one reason. As my platform, when I ran, I was committed to not having any taxes raised in the township, and that's the only reason I'm voting no.
Councilman Aber,
No.
Councilwoman O'Toole.
Okay.
Moving on to item number 23 is a resolution of the Township of Toms River committing to the adoption of implementing ordinances and resolutions in connection with its fourth round affordable housing obligation.
Okay.
I'll move it.
is this what the judge asked for?
Yes.
Is this is what the judge asked for?
Yes.
Okay,
Get it tomorrow.
that motion was made by Councilman Coleman, seconded by Councilman Aber. Councilman Coleman,
Yes.
Councilman Aber,
Yes.
Councilman Bradley,
Yes.
Councilman Bianchini,
Yes.
Council Vice President Iverson,
Yes.
Council President Zakozy,
Yes.
Councilwoman O'Toole.
Council President, I need to read the resolution into the record.
Okay, I think this is going to be number 24, okay, on the resolution. Another surprise.
This is a resolution directing the termination of municipal litigation not authorized or supported by the governing body pursuant to the Faulkner Act. Whereas the Township of Toms River operates under the optional municipal charter law, commonly known as the Faulkner Act, New Jersey Statute A 40-69A-1, and specifically the mayor-council form of government, same statute, NJSA 40-69-31, pardon me. And whereas under the Faulkner Act, the municipal council serves as the legislative body of the municipality and retains the authority over municipal policy, appropriations, and the authorization of expenditures of public funds, including litigation expenses, And whereas a lawsuit titled Township of Toms River versus Silverton First Aid Squad, docket number OCNL 002730-24, is currently being prosecuted in the name of or on behalf of the Township of Toms River, and whereas the Township Council has reviewed the initiation, purpose, and continued prosecution of said lawsuit and finds that it does not serve a legitimate municipal purpose. It is not supported by the council and does not reflect the policy position of the governing body, and whereas the Township Council further finds that the continuation of this litigation appears to be politically motivated rather than undertaken in furtherance of impartial law enforcement.
They stole
Good
$750,000. We're trying to get it back. You don't want us to try to get the $750,000 back, Tom?
Good governance or the public
You don't want us to try to get the $750,000 back that they owe the town?
Mayor, let him
Oof.
finish. Let him finish.
He can
Public
finish, but
comment.
I'll tell you, he was supposed to have a
come
motion,
again.
he was supposed to have a motion and a second for a resolution,
Okay.
and then you would read it, but just
Okay.
pulling it.
Let's-
And I thought you were for transparency and putting things
Okay.
on the agenda, but this, every meeting, you put something
we'll
on by
discuss how much-
surprise, and then you say, you know,
We'll
we're
discuss
for
how much you're stealing at the
transparency, but
next
you
meeting.
put things on by surprise
please.
for people who
Good
stole
comment
money.
at the end.
We'll
You have
discuss how
no
much-
authority, and we will continue to try to get back the township
motion-
$750,000.
a
No
motion-
matter what you vote, I will continue to pursue Silverton First Aid to get back our $750,000 that they took from this town. They should have been prosecuted. So you can go ahead and defend your Kevin Gagan buddy all you want and try to do whatever you want to try to do,
trying
but
to
we will pursue him for the money that he
trying to
owes
get
this town.
Ambulances back on the road.
Mayor,
I'm trying to get ambulances back on the road.
Ambulances on the road?
Yeah, you know, like.
Ambulances on the road, we have more ambulances on the road than ever before.
Mayor,
So we have plenty, we don't need any more?
don't discuss with him.
Don't discuss it, just read it
Okay.
into the record, and then it's going in my next mailer. Go ahead, read it.
Another
Keep
one.
reading it.
Another one.
Tell everybody how you want to stop pursuing the guy who took the money. Yeah, go ahead, throw me out.
We'll discuss how much you're stealing at the next meeting.
Yeah. What did I steal, Tom? You
where-
continue to libel people, too. You're the guy who's all of a sudden selling vegetables to people that you didn't sell them to before. So I would just be very
Mayor,
cautious about that.
Please.
Right. Right. I'm not gonna stop from this point.
Please.
Go ahead. I am glad you're doing this, Tom. I appreciate you going on the record. I am gonna stop. Go ahead.
Really? You're actually gonna stop?
I'm gonna
don't believe
stop,
it.
and I'm gonna
I don't
let you
believe it.
hang yourself. Yes, go ahead. While the 12 people in the back who are friends with Kevin Gagan clap. Go ahead.
We are friends with people who care about the town.
Who steal
That's
money
it.
from the town? They stole
So
money.
says you.
No.
Okay, well, where
No.
has the
No.
prosecution?
Have you read the lawsuit?
Okay, you said you were gonna shut up.
Have you read the lawsuit?
I'd like you to shut up.
Oh, you didn't read the lawsuit. I see.
I did read the lawsuit.
Okay.
There's no merit.
No? Which part?
Gentlemen, please.
How do they owe, since you read the lawsuit, how do they owe us the money?
He said he was gonna shut up.
How do they owe us the money? If you read the lawsuit, tell me how they owe us the money.
it's not
How do we
possible for him to shut up.
allege that they owe us the
This is
money
not
if you
so-
read it?
This is how sociopaths act. This is fine.
You didn't read it.
Do an
You're a-
example
you're a-
of a sociopath.
Yep, yep.
And this is
Go ahead.
fine.
I'll stop now. You continue to throw yourself off a cliff.
Dan, I don't care. I like being thrown
We're
off
ready.
cliffs, as you can tell.
We can move on with what you want to do, Council President, here.
Okay,
Okay, are we ready?
finish. Thank you. Let him finish.
Whereas the Township Council further finds that the continuation of this litigation appears to be politically motivated, rather than undertaken in furtherance of the impartial law enforcement, good governance, or the public interest. And whereas the continued prosecution of this matter requires the expenditure of public funds, which may not be expended without council authorization pursuant to NJSA 40-69A-36 and applicable provisions of the local budget law. And whereas municipal litigation undertaken or continued without the support of the governing body undermines the separation of powers established under the Faulkner Act and exposes the municipality to unnecessary legal and financial risk. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Township Council of the Township of Toms River, County of Ocean, State of New Jersey, that the Township Council hereby withdraws its authorization and support for the prosecution of Silverton First Aid, ETAL docket number OCNL 220200273024. The municipal attorney is hereby directed, pursuant to the council's authority under the Faulkner Act, to take all necessary and appropriate steps to dismiss, withdraw, or otherwise terminate said litigation. No further municipal funds shall be expended in connection with this matter, except as many may be necessary to effectuate its orderly termination or to comply with court directives. Any municipal officer, employee, or agent is prohibited from continuing, directing, or participating in the prosecution of this matter on behalf of the municipality, absent further express authorization by the municipal council. Toms River Board of Fire Commissioners shall commence the dispatching of Silverton First Aid Squad in their primary response area established in 1964. The resolution shall take effect immediately upon adoption. Be it further resolved that a certified copy of the resolution shall be transmitted to the mayor, the municipal attorney, the business administrator, if applicable, and any court or party as necessary to implement its intent.
I'd just like to say that I'm on the council, and I absolutely am not a part of this. Let's make it clear. He keeps saying the council. I'm on the council. I am not a part of that. So don't say the council. Just name the people on the council that are in favor of that, Tom. Don't say the
Not in
council
favor of
because
first-
that is not
And,
me.
and Tom, you don't have the right, you don't have the right to contract with anybody, which is why you need to take the class.
You're not in
You don't have the right to establish a
You begged it-
contract
you-
for Silverton EMS.
You said you were
This is
gonna
why
talk.
you need to take the class.
Okay.
Take the class, at least
soon
we
as
have
you're
that
done.
resolution passed. Maybe you'll get a little bit of understanding on what you can and can't do.
This is the mayor who
help guide
begged
you.
us not to take the classes when we
There
first
is-
were elected. Begged us.
That's a falsehood.
Not to take the class.
Everything that you
You were
said
there,
was a
Lynn.
lie. And the
Okay.
people are gonna know that now that they see your hand. You keep tilting your hand, everybody sees it.
I make a motion to take a recess. Is there a
He
second?
did, he
I
did,
approve
Lynn. he
of
did go on the record.
ambulances.
He did,
Lynn,
Lynn. He basically did.
No?
Every accusation is an admittance of guilt. So, a thief calling someone a thief, Lynn?
Council,
You don't want ambulances in Holiday City?
Tom, notice nobody
You
is
don't want
clapping.
ambulances
Council
in
President.
a
We have
retirement community?
We have ambulances.
You don't want ambulances?
We have
You begged
ambulances.
for one, Lynn.
You wanna stop trying to get our money back from somebody who stole
Public safety doesn't come
$750,000.
first.
Council,
You wanna stop trying to get our money back from somebody who stole $750,000. This is not about ambulances because we have more ambulances on the road than ever before. And you don't have the right to contract with anybody under Faulkner, which is why you really need to take the
If
class,
that's the
Tom.
case,
It's
you begged us
non-binding
not to take the class.
BS.
This is the mayor
Non-binding.
who begged us not to take
Clear
the
on
class.
the record that I beg you to
Yes.
not,
Begged us not to take the class because he didn't want us to learn what the
learn,
law
there
was.
is no class, we just
Okay.
established the class.
Who
You're
does
a
not want
lunatic.
public safety?
You're a lunatic.
This is about public
And a
safety,
liar.
man.
A liar.
Something you don't care
A
about.
liar.
Is that enough? Is that enough, gentlemen?
Thank you, Dave, for
Have you
being
had
a
enough?
voice of reason. Hopefully, you won't vote for this kind of vomit.
Or
It's about public safety, Dan.
residents
Public
walking
safety,
out.
they were,
That's okay.
they were creating public
because
safety problems.
They're tired of him.
Everybody sees who you really are. Keep showing them, Tom. Thank you.
Yeah, no, I know, I'm
Keep showing.
sorry, folks, that I care about public safety. I
You don't care
really,
about
I
public safety.
apologize
You
for
want to
that.
not get the money back from Silverton EMS, the $750,000 they owe us.
If
I will
that's
stop.
true, if that's true, then Then go for it. I'm not saying don't
You
prosecute.
did. You just tried to pass a resolution to stop us from pursuing Silverton EMS for the money they owe us. That is exactly what your resolution said. And now you're changing what you're saying in front of all these people like you always do. You lie constantly and contradict yourself constantly and point at other people who are truthful and say, he's a liar, he's a liar.
There you go, Dan.
You are showing everybody who you are. That
Yes, that's
resolution,
true.
that
I'm
resolution
trying to get
is to
trying to get ambulances back on the road.
That's
Why
it.
not
That's it.
him? Why not him?
Just trying to get,
Why just me?
just trying
I
to get
won't respond
ambulances
anymore.
back on the road.
Yeah, well, we have more than ever before. We have
So-
more than ever before.
You don't need extras, you don't need backup?
No, we're not going to do business with somebody who stole from the town, Tom.
Okay, well then pursue that.
We are. You just said we shouldn't. You just had,
No,
put a
you've had-
resolution forward.
You've had years,
You're not
you've
pursuing
had
them.
years to do it, Dan. You've had years
We
to
are
do it.
pursuing them, and you're saying you don't want to pursue them.
You've had years to do it.
I'm glad you're
You've got her
contradicting
thievery
yourself on
expunged.
video.
You've
I'm
got
loving it.
Lynn's thievery expunged
I
in a
am
month.
so happy that you are doing this and now contradicting yourself on video. The press is going to pick up on that and play it in the morning. Continue. Go ahead. Finish it up. Have your vote.
Council President.
we're gonna
Council-
vote.
Council President, being that this was just introduced, I would be negligent if you didn't give me an opportunity to say one quick thing advising the council on that particular resolution. I think the council should be very careful about passing a resolution where there may be conflicted relationships.
Especially when it has to do with
Mayor,
big
I think
money.
you should be very careful with passing a resolution like this where there could be dangerous conflicting relationships of
So
conflict.
what are,
What do you, well, spell it out then. What's the conflicting relationship, John?
No.
Tell us.
he doesn't
It would
know
be
it.
improper for me, as someone who represents the township, it would be improper for me to point out these things, but I think you know exactly what I'm trying to say.
No, we don't. We don't.
all right, okay,
Tell us.
all right. So,
I'd like to know.
It's only your club yelling in the back. It's only your club yelling in the back. That's who wants this,
clerk.
because they're members of the same club with Mr. Gagan. Mr. Gagan is in the back organizing them to
please.
scream and yell.
let's start.
Go ahead, pass it. I
Stop.
double dare you.
All right,
I need, okay,
hang on.
okay, all right. A motion to table. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion to table this resolution that was read into the record was made by Council President Sarkozy, seconded by, was it Councilman Coleman?
Yes.
Yes.
Councilman Coleman, Council President Sarkozy to table this.
They killed this. Pardon?
I'm calling your vote to table.
Yes.
Councilman Coleman,
Yes.
Councilwoman O'Toole. Councilman Bradley,
No.
Councilman Bianchini,
No.
Councilman Nivison, table.
In the name of public safety, no.
Councilman
You shouldn't have cast it.
Aber.
We'll see who responds to your next heart attack, Lynn.
Okay.
You say the most horrible things, Tom.
All right.
All right.
That's
That
the
brings
truth.
us
God
to-
forbid, he
Horrible,
needs an
horrible.
ambulance, like that
Mayor!
baby, like the baby who drowned after you closed over it in
We're
first
almost
aid.
done.
That brings us to the
go through.
consent agenda. All matters listed under the item consent agenda will be enacted by one motion in the form listed below. There will be no separate discussion of these items. If discussion is desired on any item, that will be considered separately.
Okay, is any council or the public, correct, first?
It's up to you, Council President.
Okay, is there anyone in the public that wants further discussion on the consent items A through T? Yes, sir.
See, right?
What-
See?
Wait, it's for the public. Okay. Just come up in line then, please. Thank you.
Dennis Galante, 1149 Cherokee Court. F, you know, I continue to look for, and could someone please tell me where the full text of the consent agenda items are? Because I looked on the website again.
Sir, they were uploaded. They were uploaded today,
It-
around lunchtime.
If this is an agenda item. Isn't this also included in the agenda that's supposed to be uploaded on Friday?
Yeah.
Is that the way it's supposed
They
to
were
be
added later
done?
by the council.
I think
so they're-
Friday,
When
the
things are
town
added,
hall was closed, was Good Friday. Was anybody
Okay.
here on Friday?
Mr. Galante, the other thing is you could check this by law. The council and the mayor have been doing the best to post, but by law, if you publish your meeting dates at the beginning of the year at reorg, you don't have to publish any agenda, and so we try to do our best. The council, Mr. Sikosi's been very good about that, trying to get us all together and make sure that everything is in last second. He's been very good about that. We're trying our best. Sometimes there are things that are added at the end. Sometimes things are just added from the dais. But we're doing our best. But there's no requirement by law.
I agree statutorily, it's by title only, but it was stated and said that this was going to be something that the council decided that they were going to have put on the website, the full text of the agendas. Because
That's
I
correct.
want to know how do I question it? If I can't read it, how do you approve it or disapprove it if you didn't read it, if you didn't get the full text? In your package do you get the full text of every consent agenda resolution that you approve or disapprove?
Sometimes
And you
yes,
read each and
sometimes
every one of
no.
them? All right. Because getting to F, can somebody explain to me what F is? It might be a stupid question, but I'm asking it
This
because
is
I don't have any
an
information.
ongoing
This is done every,
situation with the town.
Right.
So I think the
It's
attorney
done-
can explain this.
it's done every year. This is obviously the mayor can speak to this from his days on the council. This has been on for a long time.
This
Basically,
goes back to
basically,
previous administrations.
basically, it's a settlement that allows us to kind of keep.
Carbide?
Yeah, union.
I've been
union-
voting for that for 8 years, and I think it's about, I believe, I'm pretty firm about this, that it's about testing and maintaining and the site, and that's what this is, and it is an agreement on.
Explain to him where this is located.
The Union Carbide, yeah, the
Okay.
Superfund site, right? So, yeah, this has to be done every year.
You have to come up here and ask the question if I got the answer. And if it was written, I'd have the answer.
Right,
Correct.
but like I said, I know you said by
already
title
know it,
only, but
Dennis?
just in general, we don't, the council is great about
I
this,
know.
because
Just leave.
in this town, we're great about this. We advertise our meetings in advance, and by law, we don't even have to publish by title. We don't have to publish an agenda at all. That's why Tom can do what he does and say things right from the dais.
All right.
It's not a requirement by law, but it is a good thing for transparency. We try our best. And I'm sorry if we don't always meet your expectation.
Well, thank you, but are you going to do it or aren't you going to do it? That's my next question. And the fact
I
that,
try every other week to get the agenda out on Friday. I'm here every day, practically.
Dave is very
with the clerk.
responsive, Council President. He's
Okay.
doing a great job with that.
Why have
No, I'm
public-
not, 'cause
why have
it-
public comment?
Okay,
Why?
thank you. Yes, sir.
Like discussion on T.
Okay? That's the fireworks, okay? We want to know how much is it per fireworks here?
Oh,
There's no,
this is not that. This is just the license.
this is the permit, so there's no contract. There will be a contract. Once the permit is granted, then people will submit contracts and you'll vote again on the contract.
Yeah, you'll get a chance to turn it down, but we need to apply, in case we're gonna do this, you gotta apply for the license,
Okay.
right?
Well,
Even for 4th of July, like, we gotta have a license
There's-
for the year, right? So we gotta have a firework license, that's what this is. We didn't even discuss the concerts or anything like that yet. I know there's some folks who don't wanna do it, but we need a license to do fireworks for the year.
Okay, and you feel that having this many doesn't dilute the spectacle of having fireworks?
How many are on there? I didn't put it on there.
7. We think it's
How many
overkill.
well, the thing is, again, when we go to book that, you'll have the opportunity to negotiate what you think is best. This is just the application for the dates, whether we do it on that date or not.
The dates in there.
It's just, It's just,
Okay.
yeah, it's
So-
just those, it's
So
just
you're
the
promising we can discuss this at
Yes,
an agenda
absolutely.
meeting?
We just
Okay.
need the date, and it's very popular. There are literally 1,000 people that show up. They show up by, 100 boats pull up. It's extremely popular.
Okay.
But we could discuss that later, but we do need permits.
You will
And
have
the
the
permits are,
you will have the opportunity to turn down the
Okay.
contracts once they're.
Does anyone else have questions on the item? Yes, sir.
Just when you get to the items, you can talk about them. But
Yes.
I need to know about like the performance guarantees, so K, L, M, N, O, P, T, and S.
Okay.
So when you get to those, if you just.
KLM?
M, N,
we don't have the engineer here today. He's on vacation.
Yeah, no, he's here.
Is he?
Yes. All
I
right.
thought you were on vacation. You put these on,
We
correct?
saw him in the beginning.
Could you come up and give an explanation of what that is, please?
Yeah, these are all,
This is releasing, right?
yeah.
So it's completed, these are completed projects that then we hold money. I think I got this, John. We hold money so that if you build a development and don't complete it and you tore up a road or screwed up the sewer line or did whatever along the way,
Apply to the plans.
right, we could use that money to fix it. Let's say you went bankrupt, you left something undone. And then when they're done or when they reach a certain level of completion, they get a certain amount of money back. Till total completion, they get all the money back. That's what this is.
Okay, thank you. All right. Mr. Brilliant, did you have something?
Usually what happens is people call out, the letters they want, you vote on everything that's not called, and then you have individual discussions and votes. That was what I was expecting.
Okay. All right, I'm sorry, all right, I got sidetracked, okay?
Okay.
I think I have good reason. All right,
All right.
all right.
So at this moment, Council President, we have the items that were pulled by the public for separate votes would be F, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, and T, unless they want to.
I think we could pass them because they were all discussed. No, not P? No, T. T, oh. Yeah, we just did.
Yep, done, good.
Okay. All right. So you want us to go over the fireworks again?
No,
I think for a point of order, we should pull the items and then vote on the balance, and then if you want to vote and discuss separately, we can do that.
I'll make a
Okay.
motion to approve the
What-
remainder of the consent.
I would
sorry.
like to, we need to pull the items. If,
You have a
Okay.
motion on the floor.
Full-
there. Right now, you have a motion on the floor. Is there a second, right? You have to,
No,
Respectfully, you have
let
to-
him pull the items. Go ahead. Pull the items.
you have a motion.
Because he wants to do it the legal way.
Okay.
Just a little out of order, so we're trying to rectify the
Okay,
order
hold
of
on.
things.
So normally, the items on the consent agenda are pulled, we write them down, and then we vote on the balance of the consent agenda, minus whatever items were pulled. So there was discussion back and forth, so I just want to keep order and figure out which items were indeed pulled for a separate vote, if any.
Okay.
So F and T, does everyone agree?
Yes.
So the K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S are not pulled?
No.
Okay. So just F and T?
Yes.
All right. So now we need a motion for the balance, minus F and T.
I'll second it.
Motion was made for the balance of the consent agenda, minus items F and T by Councilwoman O'Toole, seconded by Councilman Bianchini. Councilwoman O'Toole? Yes. Councilman Bianchini?
Yes.
Councilman Bradley?
Yes.
Council Vice President Iverson?
Yes.
Council President Zukosi?
Yes.
Councilman Coleman?
Yes.
Councilman Aber?
Yes.
We will move to item F. Just for a separate vote, if you'd like.
Was the attorney's explanation satisfactory to everybody? Yep, okay. So I need a motion then for F.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion to approve item F was made by Councilman Coleman, seconded by Councilman Aber. Councilman Coleman,
Yes.
Councilman Aber,
Yes.
Councilman Bradley,
Yes.
Councilman Bianchini,
Yes.
Council Vice President Iverson,
Yes.
Council President Zukosi,
Yes.
Councilwoman O'Toole. And that'll bring us to item T.
Okay.
Motion to move T. Okay.
Motion to move item T was made by Council Vice President Iverson, seconded by Councilwoman O'Toole. Council Vice President Iverson.
Yes.
Councilwoman O'Toole. Councilman Bradley.
Yes.
Councilman Bianchini.
Yes.
Council President Zakozy.
Yes.
Councilman Coleman.
Yes.
And Councilman Aber.
Yes.
Sorry, that brings us to the reports.
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve the reports was made by Councilman Coleman, seconded by Councilwoman O'Toole. Councilman Coleman.
Yes.
Councilwoman O'Toole. Councilman Bradley.
Yes.
Councilman Bianchini.
Yes.
Council Vice President Iverson.
Yes.
Council President Zakozy.
Yes.
Councilman Aber.
Yes.
That'll bring us to the bills. We need a motion to approve the bills.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Motion was made to approve the bills by Councilman Coleman, seconded by Councilman Aber. Councilman Coleman.
Yes.
Councilman Aber.
I have to abstain from PO number 26-01563 and PO number 26-01355, and yes to all the others.
Councilman Bradley.
I have to abstain from PO number 26-01457, yes to the balance.
Councilman Bianchini.
Yes.
Council Vice President Iverson.
Yes.
Council President Zakozy.
Yes.
Councilwoman O'Toole. Okay, that will
Okay.
bring us to the public comment portion of the meeting.
Okay, who's going to be first? You know the routine. Name and address, please.
I think you just shut it off.
Carlos Atmansar, Wenham.
That's it.
It's not a very good meeting. Very proud of you, the mayor. You as well. For taking the step to take these classes, because these classes might be good for you guys. The second thing was the affordable housing. I know a lot. I saw the faces, and I even saw your face, Dave. You did not want to say a yes, but that yes, I believe, will secure our town a little bit better, until you guys could find a better solution. But once again, you guys got a very tough year, because I see the difficulty that you guys have in communicating, and maybe this class, Dave, Tom, Harry, and the mayor should be the first one, those four, in that order, to take that class so you guys can get better communication and better relationship. Because I know it's difficult because, you know, I'm the type of person, I used to lose my head very fast. And I'm learning patience and stuff. And for what I can see, today the meeting was okay until you guys let your emotion in, you know? Remember, we conducted this for our town. You guys are looking a lot better today in this meeting, but you gotta keep working hard. Hold your emotions in, your personal emotion, because remember, this is not personal. This is for your community. So you guys doing a lot better. To both our attorneys, communication on both parties. Because remember, if they fall, you fall. Any way you see it. But I know it's difficult, but you're doing a lot better. But get to work where on not only one side, both sides. Besides that, guys, have a good one.
All right, thank you. Yes, sir.
Bill Brilliant, 79 Holly Tree Lane. A couple things. One, it was even said tonight a couple times, so I feel it's important to read this. So this I'm holding in front of me is the Supreme Court of New Jersey docket for the civil action of Meridia versus Toms River Township. And on page 5, it says, on November 1, 2023, the Toms River Township Planning Board adopted a resolution granting preliminary and final major site plan approval and variance and design waiver relief to plaintiff, that's Meridia, for development of a 6-story mixed-use building with 281 residential apartment units consisting of 238 market rate units and 43 affordable housing units. I want to read that again. Plaintiff for development of a 6-story mixed-use building. These are not towers. These are not 10 stories. These are not 150 feet into the air. We can see it all over social media. We hear it from the mayor. We hear it from other people. It's very misleading. This is what the planning board approved November 1st, 2023. This is what Meridia was going to build, okay? And I think it's important that we put the facts out there and don't keep blowing this out of proportion. My second point is I want to go back to something I read earlier tonight, and it appears, Mr. Penny, and I'm not asking attorneys' opinions here, but this is in the judge's order. Thank you for the face. I appreciate the smirk. Accordingly, and as a result, the municipality retains all of the protections of the above